Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It is 9:15. I've been awake since the alarm went off. Well, actually, we woke up at about 6:45, and then the alarm went off at 7. And then we have a cuddle and a snooze for 10 minutes, and then Lee has to go to work. So, and then I dozed again for a bit. Kenzie brought me a cup of tea and a banana for my breakfast. My plan today, although looking out the window it might change, is to go for a nice long hike. I'm really lucky because the village that I live in has so many routes out of it, but in the 16 years I've been here, I have done pretty much all of them. And you get a bit bored of the routes around you, but I'm going to stick to the rules. I'm not going to travel unless absolutely necessary. I think every time somebody gets in a car during this lockdown, you put yourself at risk of having an accident, which puts more pressure on the NHS. So, with this current COVID situation, and the fact that we are still in the peak of the deaths and the hospitalisations for this second wave, I am going to behave myself and not travel and not drive off somewhere else for a hike. So I'm going to try a route out of the village that I haven't tried yet. There is actually a pathway that I haven't tried. I don't actually know how far it's going to take me. It's at least 7 miles, I would say. I would think at least 7 miles. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to take a thermos with me and some snacks. And then if I have to sit halfway and recuperate and start again, then I will, because I do think it's going to be quite a long hike and there's no one at home to rescue me who can drive because Lee's at work. But I'm not going to go until about 11:30 because we're meant to have rain this morning and then it's meant to be dry for the rest of the day. So I'd rather just wait until all the rain passes. But yeah, it's a route I haven't done. I am missing my running and I will get back into it. But my body is definitely appreciating the fact that I'm not putting that stress on it. It aches from the hikes, but it recovers quickly. So I'm not going to stress over the running. The fact is I'm going to have to build it back up again when I start, so I may as well have a decent rest now from it. And then it's getting lighter in the evenings, which means I might even start doing some running in the evenings. It'll open up my running opportunities a bit more. So I can, go after work and run up the road and back again. But yeah, I'm glad I've listened to my body the last 2 weeks because it's definitely what I've needed. Is a break from that, I think. What else have I got to tell you? Oh, I finished my book last night, The Trouble with Goats and Sheep, set in the summer of 1976, the really hot summer of 1976 in the UK, where it didn't rain for, I can't remember how many weeks it was, but it was the big drought, the big summer. And it's set in an avenue in the 70s. And it has a religious element, but it's not a religious book. So it has a religious element in that these two children go to church and they hear the vicar talking about there's a part of the Bible. If you're familiar with the Bible, I'm sure you'll know what it's talking about, but I'm not that familiar. I mean, I used to go to Sunday school, but I don't remember this bit. But it talks about God putting his sheep on the right and his goats on the left, and the goats going to hell, basically. And that one of their neighbours has gone missing. The wife of one of these men has gone missing in the avenue, and they're worried that more people will disappear if they don't find God, basically. So they start, these two girls start going around, they're 10 and a bit younger, going around looking for God in the avenue and checking that he is there so that people won't vanish. And it's a really lovely story. It starts off being told by this girl who's 10, but then you start hearing the story from the neighbours, you know, from their lives, and then you also, it goes back 9 years to something that happened in the avenue. The only thing is, and maybe I was a bit dim and I missed it, the ending was, it could have been one of those ambiguous endings where you have to kind of make your own decision on what happened rather than being told what happened. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I liked the ending as much. I didn't dislike it. I didn't dislike the ending. I didn't think, you know, it ruined the story or anything. I mean, sometimes you read a book and then you get to the end and you go, seriously, I've just invested all this time in this story for this. But no, it was a good book. It was a good book. I'm going to pass it on to my mum, and I'm going to start this book, The Watcher, by Ross Armstrong. So that's going to be the next one I'm going to read. But for now, I'm going to watch a little bit of YouTube and wait for the weather to improve. Hopefully it won't rain. And then I'll go for my hike. Well, the rain came and then it went. Now we have blue sky. And it's very nearly 11 o'clock. So my guess of about 11 o'clock was a good guess. I am still in bed. I've started reading this book. It's a bit weird. I've got that far into it and I think I'm going to ditch it and pick a different one. It's not doing it for me. It doesn't flow. No. I'm already finding the character irritating and the way it's written. So I think I'm going to ditch this one and pick a different one. But anyway, I'm going to get dressed and then I'm going to go on my hike and, yeah, enjoy my day. Look how clean those boots are. They went through the washing machine after that last very wet, very muddy walk I did. I forgot to put Ozzy's lunchbox in his bag, so I'm going to go and drop it off at his house because I actually have to walk past it to do this walk, so I may as well deliver it to them. Right, the start of my walk. Ooh, trickly. This way, over there, somewhere. Right. Oh my goodness, look at that mud. Yep, I'm not going to stay dry for very long, am I? Shall I just jump? This could get messy. I think I need to go along the edge of this field. Oh, it's so wet. I think I've worked it out. I think I have to go along the edge of this field and then cut across. Now, I did actually ask Ozzy's mum if she knew the route because I've never done it before. Because her in-laws own this farm. And she said they didn't actually know there was a footpath along it until they found hikers in the first lockdown going through it. But she said, if I get very lost, just call her mother-in-law because she'll know the way. Because they've worked out where the route is now. So, yeah, I don't think it's a very often used path, if I'm honest, because it's not a clear route at all. And no clear signage. Eek. I think I'm going to get very wet on this walk, but it is a beautiful blue sky. Oh, I'm really not in the best place. Let me show you. I've just come to a very big flooded bit. It's too early in the walk to sacrifice my walking boots for lakes. It looks better up this bit, but it's not. It's still very, very wet. I hope the rest of the walk isn't as treacherous, although I suspect it might be with all the rain we've had. Need to learn to float, levitate. Now that house over there, we drove past a lot. And I remember my family saying, because it was quite derelict and lots of old barns and what have you, and saying, if we could just buy that between all of us and do it up. My whole family lived there in separate parts. It was a lot of money. And it's been bought. And the family are very nice. I have looked after their son once or twice. Right, this way. All the water running off the field.
I'm a traveling spirit, I've seen many shores, from the West Pacific to the island of Kenya. They treat me like a son anywhere I go, and even though no one can tell, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own. I have learned that no one else can carry this load. It's a train where I'm the only passenger on board. Oh, there is beauty to enjoy on this road, but even so, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own.
It's made its own waterways through the tractor ruts. Oh, how I wish I had a stick. I could throw it in and watch it travel. How much fun would that be? I mean, now the wind stopped. Apart from the cars in the distance and the aeroplane I can hear. How peaceful this is. Oh, there's a kite screeching. I don't mind that, that's a natural noise. I don't know if you can see up there. Probably not. There's a stunt plane. This really is very tranquil. I do believe that the path I need is just over there. There. Right. Okay, we ready? Oh, that's sturdier than I thought. Right, where's the path from here? Up that way? I think it's that way because I need to go across the main road, so I think I need to go this way. My way through looks a little bit flooded. So, okay, it's only a little bit. This looks incredibly rickety. The stile is pretty much disintegrated. These rights of way have to be kept clear and passable by the farmers and the landowners that the rights of way pass across. So whoever owns this one really does need to work on it a bit. And then I need to go diagonally over there. It's starting to get a little bit peckish. I fancy my cup of tea as well. So get onto the other side of this main road, up on slightly higher ground, and try and find a dry spot to sit. More deer. I don't know if you can see them. They've gone into the tree line. I do wish when people planted trees and put tree guards on them to protect them from the rabbits and things, that when the trees outgrew their tree guards, they came and cleared them up. Whereas you end up with a lot of plastic that just breaks down and litters the place. I think this might be a good place to just sit for 2 minutes and have a cup of tea and a snack. What do we think? Never know, if I'm very quiet, I might even see some deer come through. I think this is where they were heading. Well, come on feet, can't spend all day sitting around over the bridge. Trip, trap, who's that coming over my bridge? Any trolls? Hello? Nope. Bit of flooding over there, which the birds are making the most of. I need to go. Well, that's a very good question, isn't it? Which way? Which way do you want to go? Tell me what film that's from. Same film as Come On Feet. I think I might need to go through those woods, but I will just check
my map, just to be on the safe side. I can't actually see an exit from this field. I wonder what's got their feathers in a flap. They were all relaxing a minute ago. I believe it's telling me I need to go to the water. I do hope I can find a way out of the field. It's not very clear, it's kind of a slight diagonal, but there is a gate over there, so I think that might take me, it takes me onto another track. So I think I'll just head in this direction and hope for the best. I think the bridge looks a bit flooded. Not much space left for water to go under. And I think I need to go up here around the side of this house. They have got the most beautiful gypsy wagon. I'll show you as we go past. Very old gypsy wagon. Little white tails. See all the little deer prints, all the little two prongs. Right, I refound the path. So that was that house. Instead of going up the tarmac, I should have gone that way. And that's Prospect Hill up there. Hiding in the grass, looking at me. I can see you. Okay, so that, over the top of barbed wire, is your idea of maintaining a footpath. I disagree. Or I could have just walked around that hedge to here, into that field anyway, because that's where it's going. Crazy! So I need to go up and around Prospect Hill, and then head back home, which is somewhere in that direction. Yep, the water's very high around here. It's all running off the fields, off the drainage. All different directions into the ditches. Oh, the water's getting very close to the top of this bridge. Right, this way. It's starting to rain a bit. It's getting windy. And this is one of these walks that says to go diagonally across a field, which always makes me feel uncomfortable. Especially when I can't see an obvious path, but that's what it says on the map, which means I'm going to be caked in mud by the time I get to the other side. I think I can see the gate. Oh my goodness, my boots are getting heavier. Goodness, it's windy. Comedy boots, look at that. Ridiculous, totally ridiculous. And I've lost my path again. I don't know if it's this way. That one's got a padlock, so probably not that way. I'm seeing a lot of these tracks, not by humans, but by animals that use them as run-throughs to get around through the hedges. But they're quite obvious, they're obviously used a lot. A bit of flooded woodland. Got a rather precarious rotting branch to walk across, or plank to walk across, literally walking the plank. At least it's not a deep thing at the bottom. I have got trench foot, water has got in. I need to jump over there. I actually don't know where I am now. I actually don't know where I am anymore. I'm taking those little benches and and logs and things to mean that people come this way. So I'm hoping I'm still on track. But I feel like I'm further from the road than I should be for where I thought I was on the map. So, go figure. Yes, I'm utterly lost. I have veered off the path quite significantly, but the fact that I'm in a farmyard makes me think that at the very least I can get to the road, and if I see anyone, I'll apologise. Okay, so that might mean I'm on the right track again. I did try to talk to the farmer, or whoever that guy was, but he didn't even look when I said excuse me, so I'm assuming he's got headphones on or something. Okay, I think I'm going the right way. Ooh. Let's keep going this way and see, shall we? I don't know how I've managed it, but I've come up a lot higher than I thought I was. I'm well off track. That's why I didn't recognise any of these buildings. Yeah, I need to go this way. The sun's come out. The kite's come to see me. How lovely. Right, off we go. Uh-oh, my bridge is booby-trapped. Uh-oh, don't fall in, Pip, no. Uh-oh. Right, this way, stop being silly. Long shadows. Very, very, very tall pylon. Right, and I've just annoyed 2 deer again. I don't know if it's the same deer that I keep seeing, or I'm just annoying an awful lot of deer today. Right. Yep, the deer just came zooming out in front of me, kicking his legs. I thought that over there on the fence, where is it? Over there was a marker, but I actually think it's some sort of kestrel or something. Ponies can be so destructive. Look at that. So that's the path I need, but it's well and truly flooded, so I'm going to have to climb along this fence. Crabbing along the fence. Do not fall in the puddle. I can safely say this route is not maintained. Oh, look at that. Half of it's been eaten by ponies. To try and get through the footpath bit, I actually had to get attacked by brambles. And I'm only a mile from home. Oh, it's the worst bit. Right. Okay. Right, I'm going to have 2 hands for this. I did it. So a very nice man has shown me how to get through here. It literally was not marked at all, and the actual footpath is so overgrown. It was between 2 paddocks, and it hasn't been cleared. So follow the path round, he said, and through the metal gate at the end. Snowdrops. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's very muddy and very wet hike. It turned out to be about 6.5 miles, so not far off when I guessed about 7. Obviously it wouldn't have been quite that long if I'd not got lost. But I did get lost, so it ended up being longer. I'm all bathed, all comfortable. It is now quite late in the evening and we are eating ice cream and we're going to drink some tea. I'm just going to relax for the rest of the evening. Thank you very much for coming with me on my hike, and I'll see you all tomorrow.